Hello there, my beautiful and lovely gamers. My name is Jonal. This is something that I did on a stream a while back, and that is essentially talking about how to attack and dominate with Genji and Anubis. I'm gonna run through how I like to play Anubis and some tricks in general how you can win this map far more often as a good Genji player. Reminding me of that, I should actually change crosshair to something you guys can actually see. Here we go. Now, right before I'm in Denmark when this video goes up. So I will probably not be too active on the Discord. I hope that everyone signed up for the community tournament, which was on the Discord and so on. Can't wait to stream that, and of course we will get back to the stream schedule ASAP. Probably when I get back on Wednesday or Thursday, I will try to make an updated version. I have to see how much of University I miss. So, how do we attack Anubis? We'll start with attack, and it will go more over to defense and so on. So we go out of the gate. I personally like to run like up here, poke, and then down. I'm just going to discard what they have. Then normally you do a couple of things. So the goal here is to, there's normally a Widowmaker up here, and then there's normally someone on the ground there, depending on your rank. Now I personally like to, unless they're holding right in front of us here, which they rarely do, once everyone plays on the platform, I like to get in somehow and then get over to here. That's personally one of my perfect power positions as a Genji player. Normally by going from here, over to here, right? Kinda trying to get headshotted, wait until my tanks either push up here or dive. If my tanks dive the platform, I normally just go in with my team and help trying to secure a kill, attack what my Winston is attacking, trying to look for a squishy kill and so on. And I normally help clear platform. If someone drops, I sometimes chase the kill. If I think it's an easy kill and I can easily, like the Zenyatta drops, I normally go after him, kill him real quick, and then go back up to help my team. Besides that, I like to clear this platform because normally when people get dived, they will drop, and then the tanks will stay up here, and then the tanks are essentially feeding because they're tanking both the Winston, me, and the Diva, and whoever helps in the dive. Now, if my tanks doesn't dive the platform, which a lot of times don't, a lot of people run either around or through there, or they go all around on the right side. That's normally where people like to go. Then I said I normally go in, I try to deflect the shot off the Widow, just to be sure. If you don't have to burn deflecting, that's the best thing, because now we play here. So essentially, it's very difficult for them to do anything, because this robot here is blocking us, and there's not really much LOS they can do. If we take damage, we can always back off here, steal the Mega Pack, which is going to be there. It's gone now, because on this custom game, there's disabled health packs. Then essentially we're kind of looking, if their main tank continues to keep the shield up, you can normally bully the main tank, or a lot of time get in a couple of shots here, try to climb over here, kind of get some shots over to the bridge and look for a target. We're kind of just playing this passive aggressive. We're looking for a target, see if we can dash reset someone. If we can't, cool, then we're just playing that. Sometimes just jumping in front of their wrists or whatever is here, bracking her head, going back. Very important that we always have deflect up so we can't get hooked and CC'd when something happens. And if for some reason we can't play here, for some weird ass reason, that we can always go here and then up here, and then we can stop poking a little bit over here, right? Checking here, especially if someone is really choking us, someone is really looking at us a lot and pressuring us here, so it's very difficult. Then we can go up here, kind of just to do a little bit poking to kind of draw some aggro, be a little bit irritating here in the choke, and then we can go back around, right? And then try to get back to the angle and then go back up here and so on. Worst case scenario is that we have to flank all the way over here, and then either attack straight from this angle, which is like an all-arounder, right? And we can rotate between these angles, or we can go straight for the Widowmaker. If the Widowmaker's up here, you can dive her like this. I don't tend to do that. I personally like to fight from one of the three angles that I just showed you, either that high ground, this high ground, or the high ground over there. I like to play that and then play here, try to clear and look for kills here, because you can do so much damage and potential. From this angle, you can kill the Zenyatta if he's holding here. You can all the time bully the tanks, do a lot of damage. Normally the tanks will put up a shield here and start shielding and fighting my team in the choke here, which really allows me to either go for their supports or DPSs, or go and just bully the tanks. As soon as you have Dragon Blade from this angle, of course, it's a pretty easy pickings, since it's such an easy swing room to kind of go around for, right? That's normally how I like to do it. As soon as I have a couple of players advantage and pick advantages, I don't greed. If they start kiting a lot of time, I just play them to this doorway and hold them and go on wait until my team caps the point, or I go on the point myself and I try to play this angle right here, right? Play this angle and capping the objective and so on. If they try to come in, You can climb up here, you can go up here, and create kind of like a crossfire. Since they need to block from the point, you can create a lot of crossfire and a lot of pressure from playing these high grounds here as soon as they come in through the choke, right? That's how I normally like to do that. On second point, personally, attacking second point is something, here I allow them swap to Reaper. If, for example, if my team doesn't have the damage output, because there's only so much damage you can do on Genji, and since the other point is relying a lot that we can get like some really nasty angles on them, this first one can be a little bit more difficult. But some of the better ones to do as an offensive here is play here, play these angles here from here, and then you can stay here. You can just play here. This is an incredible good diveable angle. You can kind of target whoever's on this side, you can kind of poke onto the right side, and you're pretty easily access to the right side, right? You can easily kind of go in here and then you're on the Ana or the Senjala, whoever is set up here. So you have really, from this position here, you have a lot of access, and the only way they can contest you is to go onto bridge. And if they do, you have a mini pack, you have a mega pack under here, you can climb back up. These sides here is kind of the way that we like to push through. And you can also play a little bit here, clear these areas and so on. Personally, it's a little bit, you essentially want to use these ledges either from this side or this side to kind of surround the point and get in from a good angle, right? Where you can kind of like bully people and play on. You don't want to run main and then fight straight onto the point here like this, because at that point you're not using your abilities as a Genji player. Playing these angles, playing these corners where you can kind of peek whenever you want. You have a lot of cover. You can kind of choose where you want to look. And since we have the flank, that's what's so great about Genji. If we decide to, for example, stay here, I know that, okay, they're not going to hit me from here, right? Since I'm covered by this wall. So if I peek here and I hold my finger ready at the deflect, I can 110% guarantee that I will block any incoming damage, and then I can unpeek again and just wait for my cooldown to get back on, right? And you can peek for so many different angles, get in shots from like places they did not expect, right? You can also drop down here, they won't see it, right? And then you can go up here, right? And so on. That's my way of doing offense here. A lot of time I rely my offense on getting a good Dragon Blade and bullying the Senjala to either die with trance or burn trance early, and then I like to just Dragon Blade and win. Now defense is especially where I personally strive to perfection. I normally try to capture that point and then we full hold second. So where I like to play Genji normally is actually here. Sometimes I used to play him up here, but now lately I've been liking him to play here and then counter jungling the Genji essentially. They push in here, I'll play up here, I'll play here, right? And I'll play back on my spot. Almost like often just I'm kind of bullying their backline. Like you can jump here and start shooting them in the back and then go back out and then, hey, right? And be a really, really big pain in the ass with wall climbs instead of playing high ground and then kind of shoot over. If the Ryan in low elos kind of stand here in the choke with a shield up, right? And you're up here, you can kind of just headshot, 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 headshot. That's a lot of Dragon Blade damage percentage. A lot of damage onto him where he can't do anything. So personally, I like to play this area. If we could dive here, I normally just kite backwards. And then I do the same thing. I play like this, right? Just like on second point and so on, using this wall here and that I can peek and wall climb and so on. It's incredibly powerful tool for me because I'm here to respond with dashes and I'm poking, I'm looking for shots and I'm creating good angles where I'm safe for myself, right? So it's an incredibly powerful angle to actually play this. And if they go around here, you can just play poke war with them. Again, you can create this angle here where you kind of crossfire onto the bridge while you're still in good position. You have the deflect here, you have something to cover behind. You can climb up here, you can always dash back if you absolutely have to and play a straight poke line. And if they decide to rush point, at that point there's not much more that we can do. They kind of poke, rotate, rotate, rotate. If they set up with like their shield so it's facing this way with like a lot of tanks and kind of blocking us, like if their idea was rush point and then kind of block it off, then we can always try to play here, right? Play up here, get up here, start creating again another steep angle where I can kind of work on from those. But that's first point. First point you normally lose just because it's so easy to lose first point. Second point is where you can full hold them. Easy clap, like no joke. This is my personal. When I play second point, I like to just play here. This is kind of my way of spawn camping. They want to go left side? Cool. I have plenty of kite potential. Again, I have this area, health packs. They kind of got to run past this where I can just like right click, I can left click. They can't set up the Widowmaker up here. They want to go for main. I just kind of like dodge. I don't shoot the Ryan as he goes in. I let him pass a little bit, then I start shooting him or shooting their tanks. Again, look at how much cover I can get. I can get so much cover and they can't get up here that easily, right? So I can kind of just play around this and it's very, very difficult for them to kind of deal with me. So I can kind of poke in. If their tanks push too far, I normally can just go for their backline and kind of either kill or zone out their supports while bullying their Rhine and build a lot of blades. So it's very difficult for them to actually deal with me. They need to commit people to actually chase me away. And mechanically, I know that I can normally beat anyone in my elo, in Masters and so on, in a 1v1. So they send a Hanzo to deal with me or some shit like that, sometimes try to do. I know do it. And if they dive me with Winston, I normally just kite back, right? They dive me with Winston, they get this. I kite back, I get healed up. He has to push points someday on one way or another. He needs to go to the point. And if you want to do that, cool. Then I'll just take back their spot and start working on them, right? Essentially, I can look for kills. The support is not allowed to play in their backline, and they can't play this far forward, right? Because my team is here, so their support can't stay on bridge. And even if they do, I'll just shoot them in the back because then my team is very close to them. So I can bull them quite a lot. If they want to flank around left side, which is kind of like the one way to counter this easily, there are other ways logically. You can flank me and push me away and so on, and I need to just be very careful that I don't die, because it's more about me being present there is what is winning the fight. If I die, it's going to be easy push for the enemy team, since I won't be able to sabotage for them. Left side pushes, logically you can try to poke a little bit here and so on. And then there's a couple of things. You can either set up here, again they try to push in, you have this really nice angle, right? You can play very aggressively here, right? And if you get pushed, you have this wall. You can kind of hide behind, you have a mega there, right? And then you can continue to poke. Again, you can kind of, the tanks push in to here, for example. There's like this easy gateway. Try to bully him or to pressure the support back while you try to like kind of deal with the supports and kind of checking on the Ryan or the tank, whatever, right? You can play very aggressively like that. Or you can play a little bit more defensively, play really far back, kind of look for shuriken pokes here. Where you kind of more is just spamming and set them an angle. I personally like to hold very close to this choke here and right clicking and so on. Builds a fast Dragon Blade, and then you are kind of relying on, you know, fights where you got off with a bad start. For example, they pushed in very hard and I did manage to secure a kill on the Ana, and I had to maybe I got damaged and need to dash out and heal up. At that point, it's really nice if I can come back with a Dragon Blade, right? Because then I fucked up, right? And then I get my kills with the Dragon Blade. And then we go back to building it, right? Normally, we are also really aggro. So when they're setting up their defense, you know, normally I like to go up here and just start poking a little bit. Watch out for widows and snipers. And kind of go here, for example. Just shoot a little bit on them. They'll be like, okay, they're setting up their push. They're not pushing right now. So even if they deal damage and I need to back off and get healed anyway, I'll just get back here, heal back up, and back to my spot, right? So being very aggressive and building blades is a big part of this playstyle, right? And as I said, you're denying every single Widowmaker spot. So you're denying this one, you're denying main, and you're denying the top right over here. So that is normally how I like to dominate on Genji on this map. This is an easy map to full hold if you have the mechanics to follow it up, if you have the aim, the dash and so on. And as I said, building blades, you will have so many of them if you do this correctly. But yeah, that's really all, guys. I hope that this helped. If you like this kind of video, then press like. We do far more on this on my Twitch stream. So if you want to come and get some help or just see me play Overwatch in general, I'll link that down in the description. Also join the Discord community. It's lovely. It's amazing. And my Twitter will also, again, be linked down in the description. I love you guys very much. Please take care of yourself. Stay positive. I love you. You're beautiful. As always, guys, my name has been Jonal. Keep the enemy in your crosshair.